Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about a principle that is often overlooked but holds immense power, the ability to achieve your goals alone. Now, don't get me wrong, teamwork is great, community is essential, and support from others can propel us forward. But there's a deep, unshakable strength that comes when you rely on yourself, when you take ownership of your journey, and when you refuse to wait for anyone else to get started. Taking full responsibility is the cornerstone of achieving your goals alone. It's the foundation upon which everything else is built. When you take responsibility for your life, you take control of your future. It's a simple but profound concept. If you want something, you have to go out and get it. No one else will do it for you, and no one else should. That's the beauty of it. You have the power to shape your destiny. But with that power comes the weight of accountability. You can no longer blame others for where you are, or you're not. It's no longer about circumstances, external forces, or bad luck. It's about choices. When you truly accept responsibility, you begin to realize that every action or inaction leads to a result. You start to connect the dots between your habits and your outcomes, between your effort and your rewards. If you're not where you want to be, it's not because of the economy, a corrupt upbringing, or what someone else said or did. It's because of decisions you made or didn't make. That might sting at first, but it's also incredibly freeing. Because if your choices got you here, then your choices can also get you somewhere better. Responsibility is about more than just acknowledging your role in the past. It's about owning your present and your future. It's about waking up every morning and asking yourself, what can I do today to get closer to my goals? It's about taking initiative even when it's uncomfortable and finding solutions instead of excuses. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for someone else to make things happen. You stop hoping for a lucky break or a helping hand. Instead, you become the person who makes things happen. This mindset shift requires courage because it means stepping out of the role of a victim. It's tempting to stay in that role because it absolves you of responsibility. If everything is someone else's fault, then you don't have to change. But staying in that mindset is like being stuck in quicksand. The more you cling to excuses, the deeper you sink. Responsibility is the ladder that pulls you out. It's the realization that while you can't control everything, you can control how you respond. You can control your effort, your attitude, and your decisions. Taking responsibility also means setting higher standards for yourself. It's easy to coast along, doing the bare minimum and blaming others when things don't work out. But when you own your success, you demand more from yourself. You hold yourself accountable, even when no one else is looking. You stop cutting corners and start doing the work, real work, meaningful work, because you know that the results depend entirely on you. It's not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about showing up every day with a commitment to improve, even if it's just by 1%. One of the most powerful aspects of responsibility is that it shifts your focus. Instead of dwelling on problems, you start looking for solutions. Instead of complaining about what's wrong, you take action to make things right. This shift not only propels you toward your goals, but also changes how you see challenges. Instead of obstacles, you see opportunities. Instead of setbacks, you see stepping stones. Responsibility transforms problems into puzzles to solve, and with each solution you become stronger, smarter, and more capable. But taking responsibility isn't just about doing more, it's also about thinking differently. It's about recognizing that your mindset shapes your reality. If you believe that you're at the mercy of external forces, then that's exactly how your life will feel: chaotic, unpredictable, and out of control. But if you believe that you are the captain of your ship, then you'll start steering it with purpose. You'll navigate through storms with confidence because you know that you're in charge. This shift in perspective doesn't happen overnight. It's a daily practice, a choice you make moment by moment. Every time you're tempted to blame someone or something else, you have to stop and ask yourself, what could I have done differently? This question isn't about beating yourself up, it's about learning and growing. It's about taking ownership of your part in the situation so you can do better next time. Responsibility also means accepting that success won't always come quickly or easily. There will be times when you feel like you're doing everything right, but the results aren't showing up yet. It's in these moments that responsibility matters most because it keeps you grounded. It reminds you that success is a process, not an event. It's the result of consistent effort over time, not a single lucky break. When you take responsibility, you understand that every small action adds up, even if you can't see the results right away. You trust the process because you trust yourself. Taking responsibility is about embracing the idea that your life is your own. It's about realizing that no one else will care about your goals as much as you do, and no one else will put in the work for you. It's about stepping up and saying, this is my dream, my path, and my responsibility. Discipline is the bridge between where you are now and where you want to be. It is the unseen force that carries you forward when motivation fades. the habit that sustains you when enthusiasm wavers. Discipline is not glamorous, and it doesn't always feel good, but it is essential. Achieving your goals alone requires you to master the art of showing up consistently no matter how you feel, no matter what distractions surround you, and no matter how long the road ahead may seem. Discipline begins with a decision to commit. This commitment isn't to anyone else, it's to yourself. It's easy to make promises to others and feel accountable to them, but when you're pursuing a goal on your own, there's no one to hold you to your word except you. That's where true discipline comes in. It's the ability to honor the commitments you've made to yourself, even when no one else is watching. It's choosing to do the hard things, the necessary things, because you know they're the steps that lead to progress. The most challenging part of discipline is often just getting started. The mind will always try to convince you to delay, to put things off, to wait for a better time. But discipline doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It creates the moment. It tells you to take the first step, no matter how small, because progress is built on action. The key is to focus on the task at hand, not the overwhelming size of the goal. Break it down into manageable pieces and tackle each one with focus and determination. Small actions done consistently lead to big results. Discipline thrives on routine. A structured routine creates a sense of stability and predictability, which makes it easier to stay on track. When you establish clear habits and follow them daily, you reduce the mental energy required to make decisions. Instead of asking yourself whether you feel like working on your goal today, you simply do it because it's part of your routine. This removes the temptation to negotiate with yourself or give in to procrastination. The more you automate your actions, the more momentum you build, and momentum is a powerful ally. One of the most misunderstood aspects of discipline is that it's not about being perfect, it's about being consistent. There will be days when you fall short, when life gets in the way, or when you simply don't perform at your best. Discipline isn't about never making mistakes, it's about bouncing back from them quickly. It's about not letting one bad day turn into a bad week, or one missed step derail your entire journey. When you approach discipline with this mindset, you give yourself permission to be human, while still holding yourself accountable to keep going. Discipline also requires sacrifice. To achieve something meaningful, you often have to let go of things that don't align with your goal. This might mean giving up comfort, leisure, or distractions that pull you away from what truly matters. Sacrifice isn't always easy, but it's necessary. The question to ask yourself is, what am I willing to give up to get what I want? The answer to that question will determine your level of commitment. True discipline is about prioritizing the future over the present, delaying gratification in the name of something greater. There will be moments when discipline feels isolating, especially when you're pursuing your goals alone. While others are relaxing, you'll be working. While others are indulging, you'll be restraining. This is where mental toughness comes into play. Discipline requires you to stay focused on your own path, even when it feels like no one else understands your sacrifices. It's about being okay with being different, with choosing the harder road because you know it leads to the destination you desire. The relationship between discipline and self-respect cannot be overstated. Every time you follow through on a commitment to yourself, you strengthen your sense of self-worth. You prove to yourself that you can be trusted, that your word to yourself matters. This builds confidence and reinforces the belief that you are capable of achieving what you set out to do. On the other hand, every time you break a commitment to yourself, you chip away at that trust. That's why discipline is so powerful. It's not just about achieving external goals. It's about building a stronger, more reliable version of yourself. Discipline is not something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's like a muscle that grows stronger with use. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes to apply in other areas of your life. Start small and build gradually. Set achievable goals and celebrate your progress along the way. Each time you push through resistance, each time you do something you didn't feel like doing, you're training yourself to be disciplined. Over time, it becomes less of a struggle and more of a habit, something you do naturally because it's who you are. Another key aspect of discipline is focus. In a world full of distractions, staying focused on your goal is one of the greatest challenges. Discipline helps you tune out the noise and concentrate on what truly matters. It reminds you that not everything requires your attention and not everything is worth your time. By staying disciplined, you learn to say no to the things that don't align with your priorities, so you can say yes to the things that do. Focused effort, applied consistently, is what separates those who achieve their goals from those who don't. There's also a deep sense of freedom that comes with discipline. It might sound contradictory, but discipline doesn't limit you. It empowers you. It gives you control over your life and your outcomes. When you're disciplined, you're no longer at the mercy of fleeting emotions or external circumstances. You become the master of your actions, and that mastery translates into results. Having a clear vision is essential when striving to achieve your goals alone. Vision is the compass that guides your actions, the light that illuminates your path, and the fuel that keeps you moving forward even when the journey gets tough. Without a clear vision, you risk wandering aimlessly, wasting time and energy on distractions, and losing sight of what truly matters. Vision is not just about having an idea or a wish, it's about creating a vivid, detailed picture of what you want to achieve and why it matters. A clear vision begins with clarity of purpose. You need to know exactly what you want and why it's important to you. This is not the time for vague dreams or general aspirations. I want to be successful is not a vision, it's a wish. Success means different things to different people, so you have to define it for yourself. What does success look like to you? What does it feel like? What does it mean in practical, measurable terms? The more specific you can be, the better. A clear vision paints a picture so vivid in your mind that it feels real, even before you've achieved it. When you're crafting your vision, don't hold back. Allow yourself to dream big, but also make sure your vision is authentic to you. It's easy to get caught up in societal expectations or the opinions of others, but your vision needs to come from within. It's not about what others think you should achieve. It's about what truly resonates with you. Take the time to reflect on your values, your passions, and your long-term aspirations. What excites you? What challenges you? What do you want your life to stand for? These questions will help you create a vision that is uniquely yours. Once you have a clear vision, the next step is to articulate it. Write it down in detail, describing not only what you want to achieve, but also why it matters and how it will make you feel. The process of writing your vision helps solidify it in your mind and makes it more tangible. It's no longer just a thought or an idea, it becomes a goal you can work toward. Keep this written vision somewhere you can see it regularly. It serves as a constant reminder of where you're headed and why you started in the first place. Having a vision is powerful, but it's not enough on its own. You need to break your vision down into actionable steps. A vision without a plan is just a dream. Start by identifying the major milestones you need to reach in order to achieve your vision. Then break those milestones down into smaller, manageable tasks. These tasks become your daily and weekly goals, the building blocks that bring your vision to life. By focusing on one step at a time, you make progress more achievable and less overwhelming. Your vision is also your anchor during challenging times. When you're pursuing your goals alone, there will be moments when you feel tired, discouraged, or uncertain. It's in those moments that your vision becomes your greatest source of strength. Close your eyes and imagine it. Picture the outcome you're working toward in vivid detail. Feel the emotions of accomplishment, pride, and fulfillment. Let that vision reignite your determination and remind you why you're doing what you're doing. A strong vision can pull you through even the toughest days. Another important aspect of vision is adaptability. While your ultimate goal may remain the same, the path to get there might change. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances can shift in ways you didn't anticipate. Having a clear vision doesn't mean being rigid, it means being focused. If one road doesn't work, find another. Keep your eyes on the destination, but be flexible in how you get there. Adaptability allows you to overcome obstacles and stay aligned with your vision, even when the road ahead is uncertain. Your vision also serves as a filter for decision making. When you have a clear picture of what you want, it becomes easier to decide what deserves your time and attention. Every opportunity, task, or invitation can be weighed against your vision. Does this move me closer to my goal? Or is it a distraction? When you're clear on where you're headed, you're less likely to get sidetracked by things that don't matter. This focus helps you make better choices and stay on track. Clarity of vision not only drives action, but also builds confidence. When you know what you want and have a plan to achieve it, you feel more in control of your life. You're not just reacting to circumstances, you're creating your own path. This sense of purpose gives you the confidence to keep going, even when faced with doubts or setbacks. It reinforces your belief in yourself and your ability to turn your vision into reality. A compelling vision also attracts opportunities and resources. When you're clear about your goals, you naturally start to notice things that align with them. You recognize opportunities that you might have overlooked before, and you become more intentional about seeking out the resources and support you need. People are also drawn to clarity and purpose. When you share your vision with others, they're more likely to want to help because they can see your determination and focus. At its core, having a clear vision is about creating a sense of direction and purpose in your life. It's about knowing where you're going and why it matters. It's about taking control of your future and shaping it according to your dreams rather than leaving it to chance. When you have a clear vision, you become unstoppable, not because the journey is easy, but because the destination is worth it. Every step you take, every challenge you face, and every effort you make is guided by the image of what you're working toward. Resilience is one of the most critical qualities you must cultivate when working to achieve your goals alone. It is the ability to keep moving forward, no matter how difficult the journey becomes or how many obstacles you encounter along the way. Resilience is not about avoiding challenges or pretending they don't exist. Instead, it's about facing them head-on, learning from them, and growing stronger as a result. Without resilience, even the most determined individuals can falter when the path gets rough. It is resilience that keeps you standing when life tries to knock you down. When you pursue your goals alone, there will inevitably be setbacks. Plans will fall apart, progress will slow, and unexpected challenges will arise. These moments test your resolve and your willingness to keep going despite the difficulties. Resilience is the quality that allows you to see these setbacks not as failures, but as opportunities to learn and adapt. Each time something goes wrong, you have a choice. You can let it defeat you, or you can use it as a stepping stone to move forward. Resilience teaches you that setbacks are not the end of the road, they are just part of the journey. Building resilience begins with developing a mindset that embraces challenges. It's easy to feel discouraged when things don't go as planned, but a resilient mindset sees challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me, you learn to ask, what can I learn from this? This shift in perspective is powerful because it turns obstacles into valuable lessons. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next one. Resilience also requires emotional strength. There will be moments when you feel overwhelmed, frustrated, or even hopeless. In those times, it's important to acknowledge your emotions without letting them control you. Resilience is not about suppressing how you feel, it's about managing your emotions so that they don't derail your progress. Take time to process what you're feeling, but don't stay stuck in negativity. Find ways to reframe the situation and focus on what you can control. Emotional resilience is what allows you to stay calm under pressure and maintain a sense of hope, even in the face of adversity. Another key aspect of resilience is adaptability. No matter how well you plan, things will not always go as expected. Resilient individuals are able to pivot when necessary, adjusting their approach without losing sight of their ultimate goal. This flexibility is what enables you to navigate the twists and turns of life without being thrown off course. Adaptability doesn't mean abandoning your vision. It means finding new ways to pursue it when the original plan no longer works. It's about being resourceful and creative, finding solutions where others might see only roadblocks. Resilience also involves self-belief. When you're pursuing a goal alone, there will be times when doubt creeps in. You might question whether you're capable, whether you're making progress, or whether the goal is even achievable. In these moments, resilience requires you to trust in your abilities and your determination. Remind yourself of the progress you've already made, no matter how small it may seem. Celebrate your victories, even if they're minor, because each one is proof that you're moving in the right direction. Believing in yourself is the foundation of resilience. It gives you the strength to keep going when no one else is there to encourage you. Resilience is also about patience. Achieving big goals takes time, and the journey is rarely a straight line. There will be periods of slow progress or even apparent stagnation. It's during these times that resilience becomes your greatest ally. Patience allows you to stay committed to your vision, even when the results aren't immediately visible. It reminds you that success is not an overnight process, but the result of consistent effort over time. Resilience keeps you focused on the long-term reward, even when the present moment feels difficult. One of the most important elements of resilience is self-care. Pushing yourself too hard without taking time to recharge can lead to burnout, which makes it even harder to stay resilient. Taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional well-being is not a luxury, it's a necessity. Make time for rest, relaxation, and activities that rejuvenate you. Pay attention to your health, and don't ignore the signs that you need a break. Resilience doesn't mean you have to be unrelenting. It means finding a sustainable balance that allows you to keep moving forward without compromising your well-being. Resilience is also about having a clear sense of purpose. When you know why you're working toward your goal, it becomes easier to avoid the hardships along the way. Purpose gives you a reason to keep going, even when the odds are stacked against you. It reminds you of what's at stake and why your efforts matter. A strong sense of purpose is like an anchor that keeps you grounded when everything else feels uncertain. It gives you the motivation to push through the tough times because you understand that the destination is worth the struggle. Resilience is about perspective. When you're in the middle of a challenge, it's easy to feel like the difficulties will last forever. Resilient individuals are able to step back and see the bigger picture. They recognize that setbacks are temporary and that the journey is a series of ups and downs. By maintaining a long-term perspective, you can avoid getting discouraged by the inevitable bumps along the way. Resilience reminds you that no matter how tough things may seem in the moment, they are just one part of a larger story, one that you have the power to shape with your determination and perseverance. Self-reliance is a cornerstone of achieving your goals alone. It's the understanding that your success ultimately depends on your own actions, decisions, and determination. While seeking help and guidance from others can be beneficial, self-reliance ensures that you don't depend entirely on external factors to move forward. It is about taking full ownership of your journey and believing in your ability to path, no matter how challenging it may become. When you cultivate self-reliance, you empower yourself to become the architect of your own success. At its core, self-reliance begins with trusting yourself. This trust comes from knowing that you have the skills, resources, and resilience to face whatever challenges come your way. It's easy to fall into the trap of doubting your abilities, especially when you're venturing into unfamiliar territory. However, self-reliance requires you to quiet those doubts and remind yourself of your strengths. Look back at your past accomplishments and recognize the effort and perseverance it took to achieve them. This reflection reinforces the belief that you are capable of tackling what lies ahead. Taking ownership of your goals is another critical aspect of self-reliance. When you set out to achieve something on your own, there's no one else to blame if things don't go as planned. Self-reliance means taking responsibility for both your successes and your failures. It's about recognizing that the choices you make today shape the outcomes you experience tomorrow. This accountability is empowering because it puts you in the driver's seat. Instead of waiting for circumstances to change or for someone else to intervene, you take proactive steps to create the change you desire. One of the most powerful ways to build self-reliance is by developing a strong work ethic. Achieving your goals requires consistent effort and dedication, even when no one is there to supervise or encourage you. Self-reliance means being able to motivate yourself to take action, even on the days when it feels difficult. This internal drive comes from a deep commitment to your vision and a willingness to put in the necessary work. The more you practice self-discipline and follow through on your commitments, the more your confidence in your ability to rely on yourself grows. Self-reliance also involves problem solving. When you're pursuing a goal alone, you won't always have someone to turn to for answers. Challenges will arise, and you'll need to rely on your own resourcefulness to overcome them. This might mean researching solutions, trying different approaches, or learning new skills. Each time you solve a problem on your own, you build your capacity for self-reliance. It's not about having all the answers from the start. It's about being willing to figure things out as you go. Over time, this problem-solving mindset becomes second nature, making you more resilient and adaptable. Another important element of self-reliance is independence. This doesn't mean isolating yourself or refusing help from others, but it does mean being able to stand on your own 2 feet. Independence comes from knowing that you can manage your responsibilities and make decisions without needing constant validation or support. It's about having confidence in your judgment and trusting your instincts. While input from others can be valuable, self-reliance ensures that you remain in control of your decisions and don't become overly dependent on outside opinions. Self-reliance also requires self-awareness. To rely on yourself effectively, you need to understand your strengths, weaknesses, and limitations. This self-awareness allows you to play to your strengths while finding ways to address or work around your weaknesses. It also helps you set realistic goals and expectations for yourself. Being self-reliant doesn't mean being perfect. It means being honest with yourself about what you can achieve and taking steps to improve where necessary. This continuous process of self-assessment and growth strengthens your ability to rely on yourself. Building self-reliance often involves stepping out of your comfort zone. When you take on challenges that stretch your abilities, you prove to yourself that you are capable of handling more than you thought. Each time you push through discomfort or uncertainty, you expand your limits and build confidence in your ability to face the unknown. Self-reliance thrives on these moments of growth because they demonstrate that you don't need to depend on others to overcome obstacles or achieve success. The more you challenge yourself, the stronger your belief in your self-sufficiency becomes. Another key aspect of self-reliance is self-confidence. Confidence is not something you're born with, it's something you develop through experience and effort. Every time you set a goal and achieve it, no matter how small, you build confidence in your ability to rely on yourself. Confidence also comes from preparation. The more you prepare, the more equipped you feel to handle whatever comes your way. Self-reliance and confidence go hand in hand, each reinforcing the other as you progress on your journey. Self-reliance also means being proactive. Instead of waiting for opportunities to come to you, you take the initiative to create them. This proactive mindset shifts your focus from what you can't control to what you can. It's about taking action even in the face of uncertainty because you trust your ability to figure things out along the way. Proactivity is a hallmark of self-reliance because it demonstrates your willingness to take charge of your own destiny. Self-reliance is about resilience. When you rely on yourself, you understand that setbacks and failures are part of the process. Instead of giving up when things get tough, you pick yourself up and keep moving forward. Self-reliance gives you the strength to endure challenges because you know that you have the power to overcome them. This resilience is what enables you to stay focused on your goals, no matter how difficult the journey becomes. Discipline is the foundation that holds everything together when you are pursuing your goals alone. It is the consistent effort, even when motivation fades, that drives progress and keeps you moving toward your vision. Discipline is not about perfection, it's about persistence. It's the ability to stay committed to your daily actions and routines, regardless of external circumstances or how you feel in the moment. Without discipline, even the clearest goals and strongest plans can fall apart. It's the glue that binds intention to action, turning dreams into reality through consistent effort over time. Discipline starts with making a decision to take control of your actions. When you're striving for a goal, especially on your own, there will be countless distractions and temptations to pull you away from your path. Discipline is what allows you to resist those distractions and remain focused on what truly matters. It's about saying no to short-term comfort in favor of long-term achievement. This doesn't mean eliminating all enjoyment from your life. It means being intentional about how you spend your time and energy. Discipline helps you prioritize what's important over what's easy. One of the most powerful aspects of discipline is its ability to create momentum. When you consistently take small, deliberate actions toward your goal, those actions build on each other. Over time, they create a sense of progress that motivates you to keep going. This momentum is particularly important when you're working alone because it serves as a self-sustaining source of motivation. Even on days when you don't feel inspired, the momentum you've built through disciplined action can carry you forward. Discipline ensures that progress doesn't rely on fleeting emotions, but on steady, intentional effort. Discipline is also about building habits that support your goals. Habits are the routines and behaviors that you perform automatically without much thought or effort. When you develop disciplined habits, you reduce the need for constant decision-making and willpower. Instead of having to consciously choose to work toward your goal every day, it becomes a natural part of your routine. This makes it easier to stay consistent over the long term. For example, if your goal is to improve your fitness, making exercise a daily habit removes the mental struggle of deciding whether or not to work out each day. Discipline helps you establish these habits and stick to them until they become second nature. Another key element of discipline is time management. When you're pursuing a goal alone, you are solely responsible for how you allocate your time. Discipline ensures that you use your time effectively, focusing on tasks that align with your priorities rather than getting caught up in distractions or busy work. It's about planning your day, setting clear boundaries, and sticking to your schedule. Time is one of your most valuable resources, and discipline helps you make the most of it by ensuring that every moment is spent purposefully. Discipline also requires self-control. There will be moments when you feel tempted to give up, procrastinate, or take the easy way out. Self-control is the ability to resist those impulses and stay committed to your goals. It's not about denying yourself completely, but about making choices that align with your long-term vision. For example, if you're saving money for a major goal, discipline helps you resist unnecessary spending in favor of your bigger objective. Self-control is a skill that strengthens with practice, and discipline provides the framework for honing it. When you're working toward a goal alone, discipline also involves holding yourself accountable. There's no one else to check in on your progress or remind you of your commitments. It's up to you to track your actions, measure your results, and make adjustments as needed. This self-accountability ensures that you stay on track, even when no one else is watching. It's about being honest with yourself about what you're doing well and where you need to improve. Discipline doesn't just keep you moving forward, it helps you course correct when necessary. Discipline also means being consistent, even when progress feels slow or invisible. There will be times when your efforts don't seem to yield immediate results, and it can be tempting to lose faith in the process. Discipline is what keeps you showing up day after day, trusting that your actions will pay off in the long run. It's about understanding that success is the result of cumulative effort and that every small step contributes to the bigger picture. Discipline reminds you that the journey is just as important as the destination. Another important aspect of discipline is resilience. Pursuing a goal alone comes with its share of challenges, setbacks, and failures. Discipline is what helps you bounce back from those difficulties and continue moving forward. It's the determination to keep going, even when the road gets tough. Discipline is not about avoiding hardship. It's about facing it with resolve and using it as fuel to propel you closer to your goal. Each time you overcome a challenge through disciplined action, you build confidence in your ability to handle whatever comes your way. Discipline also requires a strong sense of purpose. When you know why you're working toward your goal, it becomes easier to stay committed to the actions required to achieve it. Purpose gives meaning to your discipline, turning it from a chore into a choice. It's easier to wake up early, put in the extra effort, or make sacrifices when you're deeply connected to the reason behind your goal. Discipline and purpose go hand in hand, each reinforcing the other as you navigate the path to success. Discipline teaches you patience. Achieving meaningful goals takes time, and discipline helps you stay the course even when results are not immediate. It's about trusting the process and remaining consistent, knowing that every action you take brings you closer to your goal. Discipline helps you resist the urge to rush or take shortcuts, focusing instead on steady, sustainable progress. It's a reminder that success is not about dramatic leaps, but about the small, disciplined steps you take every single day. Focus is a powerful force when you are working to achieve your goals alone. It is the ability to direct your energy and attention entirely toward your objective, blocking out distractions and unnecessary noise. Focus sharpens your vision and ensures that every action you take aligns with your purpose. Without focus, even the best intentions can become scattered and ineffective. When you are alone in your pursuit, focus becomes even more critical, because there is no one else to guide you back on track if you stray. It is your compass, keeping you aligned with your goals and helping you make consistent progress. Focus begins with clarity. You need to have a clear understanding of what you want to achieve and why it matters to you. This clarity serves as the foundation for your focus because it gives you a target to aim for. Without a clear goal, it's easy to become distracted or to waste time on activities that don't contribute to your success. Clarity allows you to distinguish between what is important and what is not, making it easier to prioritize your efforts. When you know exactly what you're working toward, your focus naturally sharpens and your actions become more deliberate. Distractions are one of the biggest challenges to maintaining focus, especially when you're pursuing your goals alone. The modern world is filled with endless sources of distraction, from social media and notifications to external pressures and competing priorities. To stay focused, you must actively manage these distractions and create an environment that supports your concentration. This might mean setting boundaries around your time, turning off notifications, or creating a dedicated workspace where you can work without interruptions. By minimizing distractions, you free up mental energy to devote entirely to your goal. Focus also requires discipline. There will be moments when your mind wants to wander or when you're tempted to take on tasks that seem easier or more enjoyable but are not aligned with your priorities. Discipline is what helps you resist those temptations and stay committed to the task at hand. It's about training your mind to stay present and fully engaged in what you're doing. Over time, this disciplined focus becomes a habit, making it easier to concentrate for longer periods and achieve deeper levels of productivity. One of the keys to maintaining focus is breaking your goal into smaller, manageable tasks. When you have a clear roadmap of what needs to be done, it's easier to direct your attention to each step without feeling overwhelmed. These smaller tasks serve as milestones that guide your progress and keep you motivated. Focusing on one step at a time prevents you from becoming distracted by the bigger picture or by the distance between where you are now and where you want to be. It allows you to fully commit to the present moment and give your best effort to each task. Focus also involves saying no. When you're working toward a goal alone, there will be countless demands on your time and energy. Opportunities, requests, and obligations can quickly pull you away from your priorities if you're not careful. Focus requires you to say no to anything that doesn't align with your goal, even if it's tempting or seems important. This doesn't mean being inflexible or unkind, but it does mean protecting your time and energy so that you can dedicate them to what truly matters. Saying no is a powerful way to reinforce your commitment to your goals and maintain your focus. Another important aspect of focus is managing your energy. Your ability to concentrate depends not just on your mental clarity, but also on your physical and emotional well-being. To maintain focus, you need to take care of yourself by getting enough rest, eating nutritious food, staying hydrated, and incorporating regular physical activity into your routine. These habits ensure that you have the energy and stamina to stay focused for extended periods. When your body and mind are in sync, it becomes easier to direct your attention and sustain your efforts. Focus is also about being intentional with your time. Instead of multitasking or trying to juggle multiple priorities at once, focus requires you to concentrate on one thing at a time. Multitasking might seem efficient, but it often leads to divided attention and reduced productivity. When you focus on a single task, you can give it your full attention and complete it more effectively. This single tasking approach not only improves the quality of your work, but also helps you make faster progress toward your goal. Focus is a skill that can be developed with practice. It's not something that comes naturally to everyone, especially in a world filled with constant distractions. However, the more you practice focusing, the better you become at it. This might involve techniques like mindfulness, meditation, or simply setting aside dedicated time each day to work on your goal without interruptions. Over time, these practices strengthen your ability to concentrate and make focus a natural part of your routine. Just like any other skill, focus improves with consistent effort and dedication. Lastly, focus involves maintaining a sense of perspective. When you're deeply immersed in the pursuit of your goal, it's easy to lose sight of the bigger picture or to become consumed by minor setbacks. Focus helps you stay grounded by reminding you of the larger purpose behind your actions. It keeps you connected to your vision and ensures that you don't get sidetracked by temporary challenges or distractions. By staying focused on your long-term objective, you can navigate the ups and downs of the journey with greater clarity and determination. So my friends, don't wait for the perfect time, the perfect team, or the perfect conditions. Start now. Start where you are. And take that first step alone, because you don't just achieve your goals alone. You discover who you are. Thank you.